I'm sorry, are you addressing me? Because your authority is not recognized in Fort Kick-Ass.
Are not rubbers.
Oh my god. Okay, yes, you can rub them, but just please don't hurt my family.
I mean, we're not robbers.
Oh.
Hi, this is Harry from 1inFive.
This is Brian from One Man's Danny.
This is Nick from Shake the Sun.
This is Jess from Shoot Lab.
You're listening to Dr. Bones.
Dr. Bones and Mike, Dr. Bones and Mike.
And you're listening to New Music Saturday.
This is Martin from Dylan T. Rock.
JJ from Juxta.
Hey, this is Leslie
And Jason.
of The Sweetest Condition. New Music Saturday.
Music Saturday.
New Music Saturday.
New Music Saturday.
And you're listening to New Music Saturday.
New Music Saturday. Dr. Bones and Mike. New Music Saturday.
Right on, and welcome to New Music Saturday with myself, Dr. Bones, and the guitarist everybody wishes they were, Mike 1inFive.
Hello.
That's it? Are you the man of few words too there, Mike? Or?
I never know how to respond to that. I'm not
Hello!
Sure. Not sure how many people do want to be me, but I'm pleased that you think they do.
And tonight...
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Tonight we are live from Mike G's apartment, and we have our very special guest, Terry from Cuecliche. Welcome to the show, Terry.
Hi guys, thanks so much for having me.
Oh, this is going to be fun. We've been looking forward to having you on for a while, so this is going to work out perfectly. We got a lot of questions for you, obviously, and we're going to play the brand new single that's out. That's going to be coming off the upcoming EP.
Yep.
And so, questioning. Let's get to it. Your sound in general. I know you got tons of influences, and they're all pretty much listed, and then some. Now, when you guys first started playing together, did you guys have an idea in mind? Like, this is the kind of type of genre you're going with, or just kind of start jamming, kind of decide from there?
Yeah, so I mean, I put an advert out to find a guitarist here in London, and I sort of listed a load of like pop punk influences, you know, some of the mainstream ones. And when me and Jake met up, like we started talking, and there was some of the, you know, some may see them as mainstream, some maybe not. Like people like, you know, Sum 41, you know, they have tracks that everybody knows, but there's a lot of sort of the later stuff, or the earlier stuff that nobody knew that, you know, me and Jake both knew, and then Taking Back Sunday, and then sort of more modern bands, and so we sort of had that sort of pop punk genre, but we didn't really want to confine ourselves. So, you know, that's one of the things we sort of strive for. We'll try, 1 minute will be just your total, utter cliche of the genre, that's where the name comes from, and then next time, you know, we'll go a bit heavier, you know, like the intro of 10th of July, probably maybe a bit heavier than some people would expect, and then sometimes we'll go a bit softer, like this new EP, we've actually got a ballad track, you know, really, really slow down, sort of piano synth intro, and so we totally had this sort of pop punk thing in mind, but at the same time, we didn't want to put boundaries on it, because Jake's got a lot of sort of classical rock influences in him, so a lot of that comes out in a lot of his riffs as well.
Right on, cool, man. It's one question I'm always curious of, because a lot of times bands will get together, they'll start jamming, and they'll have they'll have a certain idea in mind. Then all of a sudden they're like, well, no, maybe we don't want to do this. Maybe we'll just try something different. And then all of a sudden there's a complete game changer, but it worked out for the better.
Yeah, so I mean, ours was a completely different story again. So me and Jake met, we talked music, we said, look, you know, let's go home, let's send each other some stuff we've done before. And let's just go from there, you know. And we'd arranged for him to come to my place. I had a studio apartment in London at the time, and I arranged for him to come and jam. And he sent me these music tracks, you know, 8 fully produced music tracks, all incredible, like just drums, bass, guitar, all done by him, all ready to go, just needing lyrics. And I sent him 2 songs that I'd written, and stuck it on my phone, and So yeah, he sent me these incredible tracks. I sent him these awful recordings. Like, okay, you know, I'm going completely outgunned here. And he came to my place with the intention of, you know, jamming along to a few songs that we liked. Turned up with this old acoustic guitar he's got, and took out his bag, and 2 of the strings were broken. He's like, oh, damn, what do we do? So we sort of thought, we talked about, I know, why don't we take one of these tracks I've got and try and put lyrics to them? So we went through the 8 tracks. We both had one we both really had a strong love for. We said, okay, let's write a song. And that was how One Last Chance was born. It was actually the second time me and Jake ever met. We sat down and we wrote what is now One Last Chance.
Oh, right on, nice. You know, that's something too. we'll have to put that up as a quote. Want to find out which song kind of almost did make the album because that happened with Juxta as well. So that's another cool story. So Mike, remember that one.
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
Fantastic memories. That was really cool. You mentioned that the name kind of comes from, occasionally doing stuff that's kind of a cliche. Do you want to sort of elaborate on the name because it's quite a cool name?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So the name is actually something I've had for maybe 10 years. I've kept in my back pocket. It's actually my Facebook name from when I very first set up my Facebook account. I was like, I don't want anyone to ever steal this. Not that it's something people would think of. But when I was in school, I was sitting there and I was really fed up one day about like the whole music genre and how everything was just like you were like on a carousel of the same sort of churned out nonsense, really. And I was sitting there one day and I was like, music today is like cliche after cliche after cliche. It's like you're lining them up and you're saying Cuecliche. And I kept saying, I thought, hang on, that sounds pretty cool. And then it stuck with me for 10 years, and then me and Jake were talking, what should we name this? And I said, I've had this name in my back pocket that I've sort of saved for the day that I'm making music that I'm proud enough to give this name to. What do you think? And he was like, yeah, I like it. And then I explained the story. He was like, yeah, I love it. Let's go.
Nice. That's really cool. That's really interesting because band names are really hard. Like, the last two bands I've been in, so obviously I've been in 1inFive for maybe nearly 5 years now, I think, and I was in another band for 8 years before that, another one for about 10 years before that, I think. Well, there was a bit of overlap, but anyway, in each of them, it was painful trying to come up with the names for them. We threw around all sorts of things. In one of my bands, we were talking about, can we turn this phrase into something in Latin? And then we're like, no, we can't pronounce it. We sound really pretentious. And someone said, it might have been me, I can't remember. Someone said, why don't we call it epileptic salmon? I was like, why? It's kind of cool.
Well, I remember when I first submitted music to Dr. Bones, I said, by the way, the name is Cuecliche. Cliché is pronounced like the French cliché. And he just said, yeah, man, I speak French. I knew that. I was like, that's cool, because a lot of people sort of go, is it Cuecliche? Is it Cuecliche?
Cuecliche.
People really struggle with it, but he was just like, man, I got this. I was like, that's cool.
I must admit, I looked at it and saw Cuecliche. I never would have thought, oh, that must be Cuecliche.
The very, very first time we were playing on a radio station, I got all my friends to listen. I was so proud. I'd sent about 50 emails to radio stations. To this one station said, yeah, look, we're going to play you. This was the first one. I was so excited. And they said it was Cuecliche or something like that. And I was just like, no. And yeah, so I was Cuecliche for a long time to all my friends.
It's quite a cool nickname, though, to be fair.
It's really not. my dreams just shattered around me. I played on the radio for the first time, and it goes from this proud moment to, oh no, what just happened?
I think it's cool in an ironic way.
Well, my friends enjoyed it.
Oh, this almost sounds like a Monty Python skit,
Yeah.
Like, really? No. Yes. A bit. We did do the hat and the nose.
Yeah.
Right.
The first review we ever had published, it said bass player Terry Tits instead of Terry Ritz. So it's actually
my God.
But they put a T instead of an R, so it was Terry Tits. Again, my friends adored that.
Oh.
That, to be fair, that's the best nickname I've ever heard for anyone.
Yeah, so my two firsts weren't great.
A little unfortunate, but funny anyways.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If you ever became an actor and appeared in some sort of Guy Ritchie movie or something, you've got to be some member of the criminal underclass called Terry Tits. There's got to be some horrible backstory behind it. It'd be awesome.
Or some kind of surgery gone wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's accidentally got breasts for ears or something.
Like you gotta operate on my Dr. Nick.
Yeah. Oh. Excellent. We went off topic really quickly there, but it was well worth it.
It happens. It's all interconnected somehow. So.
Absolutely, always. So you mentioned how you met. Was it your guitarist? What about the drummer as well?
Okay, yeah. So obviously me and Jake put together One Last Chance, and so he's got his own home studio, and so we went down, we laid down the lyrics to that, and we wrote 10th of July, and we put out them as just the demo tracks as lyric videos. So it was still Jake playing all the instruments, but it was mine and Jake's lyrics on it. And then we roped in, he's in another band called Repair to Ruin, they're really cool. So he's like, kind of cheating on me, but we're okay with it. And we roped in their drummer to sort of, fill in for us so we could rehearse and get the song pretty tight. And at the time, we were putting out ads everywhere for drummers, and there was nobody. For every one drummer available ad, there was like 10 drummer wanted. So drummers were getting snapped up like crazy. So we met a couple of guys, and Jake is like, he's a musical genius. He holds everyone to his own account. So he really wasn't happy. And we found this one guy whose bio was perfect, listed a load of cool bands, just kind of local to where Jake lives. And so we got him into audition, and he just killed it. Like after 2 or 3 songs, I think it was the first time we jammed to 10th of July, he just brought this real energy to the song. Jake just looked at me and nodded, and I just knew like that was it. That's Keith. He's our drummer. And like straight afterwards, we said, do you want to be in the band? And he was like, yeah, totally, because this music's awesome. And we just kind of went from there. And then it's one of these things, we've just become really, really good friends. We've all got this sort of really childish side to us. So Jake and Keith, when they're sort of with people, be sort of quite shy and reserved. The minute the three of us are together, we just become these sort of really impossible children that are horrible to be around. So we kind of bonded over our mutual love of immaturity.
I can only imagine, because you did that music video in the skate park, didn't you? I can only imagine that if you were like that, it must have been a nightmare for the director.
Well, the director was a very good friend of mine from university,
Okay.
Martha Pickles, and she knows what I'm like. We used to spend a lot of nights out together when we were at university. But yeah, we didn't make it easy for her. There was a lot of, come on guys, another take, this is taking time, come on guys. So I'm trying to put him off, you've had your turn, it's his turn now. Stop dancing behind the cameras, we can see you. But it was all good fun, we had so much fun with that shoot, and the guys at the skate park were so good to us. I mean, everyone you see in that video there, they were all, none of that was accidental, they were all planned and came along on the day just for us. And there's a guy called Rob down at the skate park, was absolutely incredible to us, really looked after us. There's a few guys who were sort of like, we want to skate here today, why are you here? And he was like, look, these guys have booked it, it's all been agreed. The council were really good to give us permission. So we were very lucky in that, because music videos can be such a pain.
Yeah, it's really, really difficult to do. But no, it's a good job. I cannot remember now which song it is off the top of my head, but I remember I really enjoyed the video. Which track is it?
It's One Last Chance. That was the first one we wrote.
Yeah.
We actually filmed that video. We were in the middle of a tour, and the night before we just played London, and that day we had a show in the far side of Wales. So we had like 6 hours, and then we had to hit the road really quickly to get to Wales, and then the next day I was actually flying to Austria for Nova Rocks Festival. So it was all very, very rushed. Around, and we were all exhausted, and the weather was really great, so we got terribly sunburnt. So it was great fun, but it was a hell of a lot of hard work, and we definitely suffered for our art.
But you have to suffer for your art, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And put up with it.
And I remember you posting the video as it was being made while you guys were on tour. So I followed it all the way along. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was just such an intense weekend. We got together, 3 guys who really wanted to be in a band, and really wanted to be doing stuff. And so that one weekend, we played 3 shows and made a video. It was all incredible. In fact, even during that time, our first music video we released, the 10th of July one, which saw compiled footage, is actually footage compiled from that same tour. So in those 3 days, we did so much, and that's really what we wanted to be in this for. So that was incredible.
Right on, man. Well, you know what? You got the new EP coming out, and I know you guys don't have a set date on it yet, or do you?
We do, yeah. The 10th of January will be our EP launch. We're playing at I forgot the name of the venue. It's a pretty cool venue on Old Street, and we're playing with a London-based promotions company for that. So the EP will be out sort of that day. It's called The Workshop, the venue. But yeah, the 18th of January we released the full EP, sorry.
Okay, well, now, before we get to our first song of the night, here was a brand new single off the upcoming EP. How, or would you say that there's some changes along the way? Meaning, like, did you kind of, not fine tune's the wrong word, but did you kind of try a little bit of a different direction, or maybe kind of go on a little bit of like a heavier or lighter side of things as far as like risk go?
Yeah, so I'd say both really on that front. So on this EP, one of the major changes really is, so we record everything at home, and on the last EP, Jake produced everything himself, produced everything, and we sent it off to Pete Meyer, who's done work with Linkin Park and U2. He mastered it all for us. And this time around, Jake recorded it all, but he sent it to his drummer, the guy who filled in for us. He produced it all, and then he had a little crack at mastering it. Like he'd never done that before to the sort of level he said this track. So look, guys, I've mastered it. By all means, if you want to take it onto the